Good morning, students. Welcome back once again. Well, in continuation of our chapter, Sectors of Indian Economy, in today's session, I am going to explain you that how the activities in which the people are employed can be categorized into two different categories. And those activities are being classified on the basis of some criteria, like we may say it could be depends on the working condition or the rules and regulation which have been followed in those economic activities in which the people have been engaged. So keeping all these things in mind, these employment activities are being categorized into two different sectors. If you all can see in a flow chart, that is organized sector and unorganized sector. Now let's talk about the organized sector first. When we talk about the organized sector, it is that sector where the terms of employment are regular and therefore people have assured work. They are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulations which are given in various laws such as Factory Act, Minimum Wages Act or Payment of Gratuity Act, then Shops and Establishment Act. Now this is a sector where we say that it has some formal process and procedure which is being followed. That means the people who are working over here, they are employees, they are being employed and they are being registered themselves with the government and follow the rules and regulations. Now children, at the same time, the workers in the organized sector, they enjoy a security of employment. That is, they are expected to work only for a fixed number of hours. And if they work more, then they have to be paid overtime by the employer. Apart from this, they have several other benefits from the employers, like they get a paid leave during holidays or provident fund, then we say gratuity, and at the same time they also get the facilities of clean drinking water, safe working employment, safe working environment condition, medical benefits. Now all these benefits are being provided to the people who are being employed in the organized sector as it is been registered under Government of India. Now on the other hand, we have another sector which is unorganized sector. The word itself is telling you it is not very much organized. That means this sector is scattered sector, means it is characterized by small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government. So if they are outside the control of the government, that means they do not follow any rules and regulations, but they implement their own rules and regulations. Now over here, jobs are low paid and often not very regular, means people do not have a security of job. Today they might be employed and tomorrow they may not be. So the employment is not secure and there is no provision for overtime or paid leave or holidays or let's say leave due to sickness. All these are not being provided in these sectors. People may be asked to leave without any reason or without any notice. Now they are telling you that lot of them are employed on their own doing small job. That means this sector includes a large number of people who are employed on their own doing small jobs such as selling on the street or doing repair work or maybe hired under, let's say, by a farmer on a piece of a land. So this is a sector where the employment is not regular, rules and regulations are not there, not registered by the Government of India. So let's say people are always exploited under this sector. Now the question comes, how can we protect the people who are being employed under the unorganized sector? Now children, the problem is that the organized sector, they do not offer lot of jobs to the people. In fact, the employment opportunities in organized sectors have been expanding very slowly. And as a result, a large number of workers are forced to enter the unorganized sector for jobs. And these sectors, they pay a very low salary. And often the people who are engaged in unorganized sector, they are exploited and not paid a fair wage. Their earnings are very low, not regular, and jobs are not secure with no other benefits. Now, these unorganized sector is not only in rural areas. In fact, they have been categorized into 3 different categories, that is rural areas, urban areas, and in fact SCs and ST. If we talk about the first one, rural areas, do you know that since 1990 a large number of workers, they are losing their jobs in the organized sector. So they do not have any other option, but they are forced to take up the jobs in unorganized sector, which give them a very low earning. And there is also a need for protection and support of these workers in these areas. So if we talk about the rural areas, the unorganized sector mostly comprises of landless agricultural laborers, small and marginal farmers, then let's say sharecroppers, artisans, weavers, blacksmith, carpenters, goldsmith. In fact, around 80% of rural households in India are in small and marginal farmer category. And these farmers, they need to be supported through adequate facility by the government from time to time. Like it could be in the form of delivery of seeds or agriculture inputs or credit or storage facilities and marketing facilities, which could be provided to these people by the government side, so they could be somehow saved from exploitation. Then if we talk about in the urban areas, you will find even in urban areas we have a lot of workers who are working in small scale industry, or the casual workers who are in construction side, trade, transport, or a street vendor, or let's say the load workers, garment bagger, rag pickers. Number of the people who are engaged in small works. Now all of them needs government support. Now these casual workers in both urban and rural areas are being exploited badly. So it is the need of an hour that government has to look into it. Now children, do you know, apart from this, even will find a good majority of people who are scheduled caste or scheduled tribes or from backward communities in an unorganized sector are also being exploited. That is, they do not get a very regular work, they get a very irregular and low paid work. These workers, they face social discrimination also. So protection and support is required in these unorganized sector for the workers, for them, so that they could be saved both from economic and let's say a social discrimination which has been faced in these sectors, so that these people could be uplifted by means of economic and social development. Thank you. Well, another way of classifying the economic activities into different sectors could be on the basis of the assets which has been owned by these sectors, like the public sector and the private sector. The word itself is telling you, when we talk about the public sector, it is related with the government sector, and when we are talking about the private sector, it is related with the, let's say, an individual person or a group of person. So let's begin. In the public sector, the government owns most of the assets and provides all the services, whereas in private sector, the ownership of assets and delivery of service is in the hands of the private individuals or companies. Then railways or post office is a very good example of public sector, whereas the companies like Tata Iron Steel Company or Reliance Industries are a good examples of the private owned industries, that is in the private sector. Now apart from this, they are telling you that the activities in the private sector are guided or done with the motive to earn profit. Means their purpose is to earn the income, whereas the purpose of public sector is not just to earn profit. In fact, the government, they can raise money by means of a taxes or to meet the expenses of the services rendered by them. Rather, they render the services with a motive to do the welfare also. Now at the same time, they are telling you that there are several other things which are needed by the society which the private sector could not provide. The reason is simple, that these services do not yield them a good amount of income but requires a large amount of investment which only the government can do, like construction of roads or bridges or railways or harbors or generating electricity. Now these are the activities in which the government can give full support. The private sector may not continue any kind of a production under these. For example, if we say the selling of the electricity at the cost of generation, when you generate the electricity, it costs you more, but when it is been provided to us by the government, the cost is less. The difference is been, let's say, it is been pushed up by the government, but the private sector will not do so, isn't it? And that is why generation of electricity is not taken up by the private sector. It's only the government who can take step to provide electricity and at the rate which we all can afford. Now at the same time, they are telling you the government must spend on those activities also, like let's say the health services or an education services, which is very much important, or running of proper schools, providing quality education, elementary education. This is all the duty of the government under the public sector. We cannot expect the private sector. The reason is because private sector will do all those activities for the purpose of earning income. And if we talk about a country where a large number of people are poor or earn very less amount of income, so in that condition, it is not affordable by the people under the private sector to send their children to the school or a colleges which yield a good amount of the fees. So here the government have to take the steps and come forward to provide all these facilities to the people under the public sector. The facilities of safe drinking water or housing facilities for the poor, food and nutrition, all this is a duty of government to take care of the poorest, and of course ignore the region of the country which are, let's say, spending a huge amount on those areas. So here how the economic activities could also be categorized into public sector and private sector.